Singapore is making history on the global golfing stage. For the first time ever, two local golfers will be competing in the prestigious **HSBC Women's World Championship **, a tournament with a staggering $2.4 million prize pool **. This is a moment of pride, excitement, and inspiration, not just for Singapore's golf community, but for sports fans across the country. Imagine the pressure. The world's best female golfers are gathering at the Sentosa Golf Club, one of the most challenging and scenic courses in Asia. The competition is fierce, the stakes are high, and every swing, every putt, could change the course of a player's career. And right in the middle of this intense battlegrounds stand two Singaporean athletes, ready to prove they belong among the sport's elite. But who are these two golfers carrying Singapore's hopes? What has their journey been like leading up to this moment? For years, the spotlight in this tournament has been on international superstars, seasoned champions with major titles under their belts. But now, Singapore's own talent is stepping onto the green, ready to challenge the world's best. It's a breakthrough moment that didn't happen overnight. Behind it lies years of dedication, training, and overcoming setbacks. There's excitement, but there's also pressure. Representing Singapore on home soil in such a massive event isn't just about playing a good game. It's about making a statement. It's about proving that Singaporean golfers can compete at the highest level And with the whole nation watching, the stakes have never been higher. So how will they handle the pressure? Can they rise to the occasion and leave their mark on this championship? And most importantly, what does this moment mean for the future of Singaporean golf? Stay with us as we dive into their incredible journey, the challenges they faced, and what it will take for them to shine on one of the biggest stages in women's golf. These two Singaporean golfers didn't just wake up one day and find themselves competing in one of the most prestigious tournaments in women's golf. Their journey to this moment has been filled with challenges, sacrifices, and relentless determination. From the early mornings on the driving range to the long hours perfecting their short game, every step has been a battle to prove they belong at this level. Golf isn't just about skill, it's a mental game, a test of patience and resilience. For years, Singaporean golfers have trained in the shadows, watching international players dominate the headlines. But now, with a home crowd behind them and the world watching, the stakes are unlike anything they've ever faced. There's pressure to perform, but there's also something more, an opportunity to inspire. Both players have different stories, different paths that led them here, but they share the same dream. They've competed in junior tournaments, faced heartbreaks in close matches, and pushed through doubts and setbacks. They know what it feels like to be the underdog. They stood on the practice greens imagining moments like this, standing on the first tee of a world-class tournament, knowing they're no longer just participants but contenders. But talent alone isn't enough at this level. The HSBC Women's World Championship attracts some of the biggest names in the sport. Former major winners, world number ones, and rising stars from golf's powerhouses, South Korea, the United States, and Europe, are all here. Every player in the field has spent years competing at the highest level, handling the pressure of big tournaments and chasing trophies. It's a different level of intensity, a different level of competition. And for the Singaporean golfers, this isn't just another event. It's their moment to prove they can compete with the best. The days leading up to the tournament have been filled with anticipation. The players have walked the course, studying every bunker, every break on the greens. They know the challenges that await, the unpredictable winds, the demanding pin positions, the need for absolute precision on every shot. And beyond the physical and technical demands, there's the weight of expectation. The hometown crowd will be cheering them on, but with that support comes pressure. Every putt, every drive, every moment on the course will be watched closely. Can they handle the nerves? Can they rise to the challenge when it matters most? Or will the pressure prove too much? As they step onto the first tee, all the years of preparation, all the struggles, and all the dreams come down to this. The stage is set, and the battle is about to begin. The sun rises over Sentosa Golf Club, casting long shadows across the fairways as the tournament begins. The air is thick with anticipation, the kind that makes even the most seasoned golfers feel a twinge of nerves. For the two Singaporean players, this is more than just another round of golf. This is their moment to prove they belong. As they step onto the first tee, the weight of the occasion is impossible to ignore. The crowd is watching. The cameras are rolling. Their names are being called alongside some of the biggest stars in the sport. There's a brief silence before the first shot, a deep breath, a final glance down the fairway, then the swing. The ball soars, cutting through the morning air, and the tournament is officially underway. But this isn't just about hitting fairways and making putts. The mental battle is just as fierce as the physical one. Every hole brings a new challenge, strategic decisions, pressure-packed shots, the constant battle between aggression and caution. The Singaporean golfers know they need to stay focused, but with every missed opportunity, doubt starts creeping in. The leaderboard doesn't wait for nerves to settle. One bogey can turn into two, and suddenly, the gap between them and the leaders widens. Then there's the competition. The world's best players aren't here to make room for new faces. They're here to win. Every player is fighting for their share of the $2.4 million prize purse and every stroke counts. Some have played in this tournament for years. They know the course. They know how to handle the pressure. And most importantly, they know how to win. For the Singaporean players, this is their first real taste of competition at this level, and the difference is undeniable. But beyond the leaderboard and the scorecards, there's another battle happening, one that's less visible but just as real. The expectations from the home crowd, the silent pressure of carrying Singapore's hopes, the weight of knowing that one bad round could overshadow everything they've worked for. They hear the murmurs from spectators when a shot doesn't go as planned, the whispers about whether they can truly compete. And as much as they try to block it out, it lingers. Yet, there are moments of brilliance, perfectly struck irons, clutch putts that drop at just the right time, flashes of the talent that brought them here in the first place. Every great shot is a reminder that they can do this, that they deserve to be here. But is that enough to stay in contention? With each hole, the pressure only intensifies. The battle has only just begun, and the real test is still ahead. As the tournament moves into the final stretch, the tension thickens with every hole. The early rounds have been a test of endurance, both mental and physical, but now the pressure is at its highest. The Singaporean golfers have battled through tough stretches, moments where the course seemed unforgiving, where putts lipped out and wayward drives found the rough. Yet, they have also produced flashes of brilliance, birdies that sent a ripple of excitement through the crowd, confident swings that silenced any doubts. But golf is unpredictable. One moment, momentum is on their side. The next, a single mistake threatens to undo all their progress. The leaderboard is shifting constantly, players making moves, big names climbing, and others falling under the weight of expectation. The competition isn't slowing down. The world's best are dialing in, making their charge toward the top. And for the two Singaporean players, every shot from here on out could mean the difference between making history or fading into the background. The crowd senses the intensity. Spectators lean forward, whispering among themselves. Every stroke, every decision feels magnified. Do they take the risk and attack the pin, knowing that a bold play could bring them closer to the leaders? Or do they play it safe, hoping consistency will be enough to keep them in contention? There's no time for hesitation. The final holes demand precision, and the pressure is relentless. One of them steps up to a crucial par 5, an opportunity to gain ground. She needs a perfect drive to set up a chance at birdie, or maybe even eagle. The fairway is lined with trouble, water lurking on one side, deep bunkers ready to swallow any miscalculated shot. She takes a deep breath, blocking out the noise. The swing is pure, the ball launching into the sky. The crowd holds its breath as it lands just short of the hazard, barely avoiding disaster. A mix of relief and determination flashes across her face. She knows she's still in the fight. The other golfer faces a different battle, recovering from a bogey that threatened to derail her momentum. Standing over a long putt, she knows she has to make this to stay within reach of the leaders. The green slopes dangerously, demanding absolute precision. She takes her time, measuring every angle, every possibility. The putter swings back, then forward. The ball rolls, tracking toward the hole, the crowd inching closer in anticipation. Will it drop? With the final few holes ahead, everything hangs in the balance. The finish line is near, but the hardest part is still to come. The defining moment is just around the corner. The ball edges closer to the hole, rolling with perfect speed. The crowd holds its breath. For a moment, it looks like it's going in. Then, at the last second, it catches the lip and stops just short. A painful miss. A frustrated exhale. A tap-in for par, but the chance to gain a crucial stroke has slipped away. There's no time to dwell on it. The final holes are approaching, and the competition is tightening. The leaderboard is shifting by the minute. Some of the biggest names in the field are making their charged, sinking birdies, applying pressure. Every mistake now feels magnified, every decision more critical. The Singaporean golfers are still in the mix, but the gap between them and the leaders is dangerously thin. They can't afford to play safe anymore. Then, just when it seems like the tournament has settled into its rhythm, the unexpected happens. Dark clouds begin to gather, a sudden change in the wind. The once perfect playing conditions are turning unpredictable. Golfers start backing off their shots, reconsidering their strategies. The course is already demanding, but now the elements are throwing in another challenge. One of the Singaporean players steps up to a crucial tee shot. The wind has picked up, swirling unpredictably. She adjusts her stance, takes a deep breath, and swings. The connection is solid, but as the ball sails through the air, the wind catches it, pushing it off course. The crowd gasps as it veers dangerously toward the water. She watches helplessly as it lands with a soft splash. A penalty stroke. A devastating setback at the worst possible time. Meanwhile, her compatriot faces a different kind of pressure. She's on the green, lining up a must-make putt to stay in contention. The nerves are real. She knows she needs this. She strokes the ball with confidence, and this time, it's perfect. It drops into the hole, sending a wave of cheers through the crowd. A fist pump. A flash of determination in her eyes. She's still in this. But the tournament isn't over yet. The final stretch will test everything they've worked for, their mental toughness, their ability to bounce back from mistakes, their willingness to take risks when it matters most. The leaders aren't slowing down. The pressure isn't easing. And with just a few holes to go, the defining moment of their tournament is about to arrive. What happens next will determine whether they can make history or whether this moment will slip through their fingers. The biggest test is still to come. With just a few holes left, the tension reaches its peak. The leaderboard is shifting rapidly, and every stroke matters. One Singaporean golfer is battling to recover from a costly penalty, while the other is inching closer to contention with a clutch birdie. The crowd is fully engaged now, sensing that something special could still happen. The pressure is immense, but this is what they've trained for. Meanwhile, her compatriot is facing her biggest test yet, a must-make birdie putt to tie with the current leaders. The green is tricky, sloping subtly, and the wind is still swirling. She takes her time, steadying herself. The putter swings back, then forward. The ball rolls smoothly, tracking the hole. The crowd is on edge. It looks perfect. Then, in a cruel twist, it lips out at the last second. A heartbreaking miss. She drops her head in frustration, knowing how close she was to making history. But just as it seems the dream is slipping away, the unexpected happens. One of the tournament leaders makes a critical mistake, a misjudged approach shot that lands in deep rough. followed by a 3-putt bogey. The leaderboard shifts again. Suddenly, the Singaporean golfer who hit the incredible approach shot is back in contention. Now, it all comes down to the final hole. She stands on the tee, needing a birdie to force a playoff with the leader. The fairway is narrow, lined with trouble on both sides. The nerves are visible, but she knows this is her moment. She swings, and the ball rockets down the fairway, landing in perfect position. The crowd erupts, sensing the possibility of something historic. Her approach shot lands safely on the green, giving her a birdie chance. The entire tournament has come down to this one final putt. The pressure is unlike anything she's ever faced. She lines it up, takes one last breath, and strokes the ball. It rolls smoothly, heading straight for the hole. The ball rolls steadily, cutting through the tension in the air. The crowd holds its breath, eyes locked on the tiny white sphere as it inches closer to the hole. It seems to take forever, but then, the ball disappears into the cup. For a moment, there is silence, as if no one can quite believe what just happened. Then the roar erupts. She has done it. A birdie on the final hole. A chance to fight for the title. She lifts her head, eyes filled with emotion, trying to process the moment. Years of training, endless hours of practice, the sacrifices, the struggles, it has all led to this. She walks off the green to cheers, a name now on the same leaderboard as the world's best. She isn't just playing in the HSBC Women's World Championship. She's competing, she's contending, and she's proving that Singapore belongs on this stage. Meanwhile, her compatriot, despite the earlier setbacks, finishes strong. Her round may not have ended with the same drama, but she has shown resilience, fighting through pressure that few can understand. And that too is a victory. As the playoff looms, the energy is electric. But no matter what happens next, one thing is clear. This is a turning point for Singaporean golf. Never before have two local players made such an impact in this tournament. Never before has the nation felt this close to a breakthrough moment in the sport. The cameras zoom in on the golfer preparing for the playoff. Her focus is unshaken. She knows the challenge ahead, but she also knows she belongs here. Whether she lifts the trophy or not, this moment is already bigger than just one tournament. It's a statement, a new chapter, and perhaps the beginning of something even greater for Singaporean golf. As the sun sets over Sentosa, one thing is certain: this won't be the last time Singaporean golfers make headlines on the world stage. The journey is just getting started.